right, so it's 27 degrees right now with a feels like 16. And if you're not in a place where you're aware of what feels like means, feels like is what it actually feels like with the wind chill factor or the humidity factor going on outside. So normally I can get quite a bit done in 27 degrees, but being that the feels like is 16 and there's a tiny little breeze, it really puts the chill factor on. So I'm going to show you guys what the daily chores look like when it is this cold. Now we are supposed to get quite a little warm up. It's supposed to be up to 54 by about 4 o'clock this afternoon, although I'm not really seeing it. It's about 11 o'clock right now. Um, and we are headed into a really, really warm week for us. So hopefully spring is here. And I apologize for not getting this video to you sooner. I've been wanting to do it all winter and show you guys kind of what we're dealing with when we have to water the horses here. So I'm going to go hook up my hose to start. Make sure the pivo's following me. Now, let me show you what the inside of this water barrel looks like. Right in there. Now I have to chop all that ice out of there. So here we go. Hi boys. How are you? Go on. Go. Alright. Hey, this is very helpful. Okay. Get this water started and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, we're moving from these guys' pens to Next pen up. This is the yearling boys, or actually coming 2-year-old boys pen. And that's what their water barrel looks like. So I'm going to jump in there and chop all that ice. Go on. Go on. Go. Go. Okay, I got these guys down to some water, so I'm gonna let them take a drink before I knock the rest of the ice out. So while they're doing that, I'm gonna go work on the next set of pens. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I don't have some sort of electric heater in all of these water tubs, or, some sort of automatic watering system. Well, a couple of reasons for that. When you have to run electricity, we're a good quarter mile from any sort of electrical outlet. So it's really, really difficult to run electricity to these water tubs and put a water heater in them. And that also goes for putting in automatic waters. First of all, the automatic water for the winter here is very expensive, whether you're using electricity or not. And then to run the water lines to each individual pen is extremely expensive. That's a project for next year for us. We just put these pens up this past year. JD was able to put them up and build them for me. So these are all brand new pens. They haven't even been here for, 8 months or so. So they were just recently thawed out. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is that when you hit like negative temperatures and temperatures that never rise above 15 degrees, you never want to fill these water buckets up all the way, because then you end up with these huge ice cubes, right? So you fill them up enough that the horses are just going to drink. And knock on wood, I never have a problem with colic here, because horses have learned to adapt and they stop eating when they're thirsty. And when a horse is thirsty, they stand at the water barrel and they beg for water until you get them water, the way all of these horses have been doing. They stand there and kind of supervise me. Well, they're not really just being super friendly and supervising me. They really want to drink of water, so they're waiting on me to chop all this ice and start a hose to them so they can get a drink. All right, let's make a move up to, and now Yearlington. That'll be their water barrel. That's what the inside of their water barrel looks like. Say hi, Badger. So while that one is filling, I'm gonna go check JJ's and chop her ice out. Hi, how are you? I know. So, let's take a quick look at what JJ's looks like. Hers. Okay, let me show you real quick how much water she had once I chopped a hole in the top. See all that's good water, so I'm gonna let her drink that, and then I'm just gonna add to it today. And we're gonna head back down and check our other water. And then sometimes we gotta run down and get the kink out of our hose. All right, now I still need to wait for that water to fill, and I've got to go back to that coming 2-year-old pen to fill up their tub all the way, and then I have one more horse to water. So while I was watering the other 2 pens, these yearlings, or keep calling them yearlings, they're coming 2-year-olds. They're all going to get started this year. They ended up drinking this bucket all the way down, and I'm going to show you how much they drink down. I'm going to have to knock the rest of the ice out of it, and I'm going to have to bring the hose down and fill this tank now. And while this tank is filling, I'm going to go chop ice on another pen. So let me show you. So that's how much it's been drinking down. I'm going to chop all that ice out.
So something else I have to be super aware of is once I've turned this hose on, I have to keep it running. If you only run so many gallons out of the hose at a time, out of that hydrant, the hydrant will freeze up. And so at a bare minimum, we try to run about 6 to 8 gallons of water out at a time. Now, obviously I'm running, probably closer to, 100 gallons of water at this time, but I don't ever want to turn this hose off, this hydrant off, and then turn it on again. So I have to be super, super efficient in filling all of these buckets and, really be planful as I'm doing these chores and filling up these water buckets.
Okay, I'm gonna head down to the round pen. I got my new horse standing in there. I don't have accommodations for him yet. His name is Zeus, and I'm sure I'll share more about him later. But I'm gonna head over here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna probably put him in a pen for the day, and I'm gonna water him in a pen. So for right now, I might not mess with breaking the ice out of that tub. I think I have another bucket over here available. I'll be able to fill a water tub right here in a pen for him, and then I'll be able to use my round pen today once it warms up. So that'll be my plan. So part of the South Dakota learning curve is in the winter you don't use snaps on anything. You wouldn't want to chain this and snap it. I'm going to tie it together with rope because when stuff's frozen, you can get it undone when it's frozen. You can get this rope undone, but you will not get a snap undone without breaking your snap off. And then the boys' water is ready. I'll bring that hose down and fill this bucket here in the corner. Okay, this is the last water tank to be filled. So the last thing to do is drain the hose. And even though we have some pretty good weather in the forecast, you can never be too safe about this. Because if you have one little teeny ice cube in there, it'll back up the hydrant. And if you back up that hydrant, you're really screwed. Sort of a blowtorch or something to warm that sucker back up. That's not fun. I've never had to do it, but JD has put the fear of God into me that he's had to do it, and it wasn't a good experience. And when it's single digits, negative digits, a lot of times you don't even screw with the hose, you just bucket the water to everything. But if you can get away with hooking up the hose, you want to make damn sure you don't have a piece of ice in there, because what will also happen is the hose nozzle will freeze onto that hydrant, and you can't get the hose off the hydrant to help your hydrant. You're really screwed. Last little bit drip out of there. Alright. And the last thing I do is roll it up. Oh, there's a bad kink in this hose right up at the couple bad kinks in this green one. It might be the last winter for this hose. There you go. There's winter chores in South Dakota. That's just trying to get these suckers watering. That doesn't even include grinding them and putting hay out to them. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.